if you cannot fathom the difference between an empty Lagna from that of a occupied Lagna or maybe an over-occupied Lagna, then you will miss the basic tenets of your life, the basic directions of your life, and where the major results in your life are coming from.
Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list.
Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel, Astro Assurance. We have been doing a number of videos about the Lagna Lord placed in different houses, the Lagna Lord placed in different signs, the Lagna Lord placed in different nakshatras, and the last video that we did was also the placement of Lagna Lord in different houses from the moon. Today I am going to do a very important placements, not that we haven't discussed this earlier, but not in such detail as we are going to do today. That is, what is the importance of a vacant Lagna and empty Lagna, and what are different kinds of energies which influence the Lagna, which influence different results in our life. So firstly, let's not be too worried that we have an empty Lagna, we will get results of the Lagna, or what happens to it. So there, obviously the placement of the Lagna Lord is important, where the Lagna Lord is placed. But there are many other flavors to an empty Lagna, more important than just the placement of the Lagna Lord in some other house or sign. Because the major energies of their Lagna come from the sign of the energies itself. Now, what are the results that we will go through or that we'll find if we have an empty Lagna? The first result that we get from that of an empty Lagna are that of the sign itself which occupies the Lagna. So if the ascendant sign is Aries, then obviously you will find that Aries sign energies will rule most of the denotations of life, most of the results you will get from the Aries sign manifestation. It is not about the Lagna Lord, because Aries sign is ruled by Mars, Scorpio sign is also ruled by Mars. So it is not so much about the Lagna Lord, it is about the sign which occupies the Lagna. So whichever sign occupies the Lagna, that sign energies will guide. So I have also done different signs in different houses in the horoscope, what it means if Aries sign occupies the Lagna, what it means if Taurus sign occupies the Lagna. Please do see that video. So the sign energies will play a major effect. So if it's the Aries sign, then obviously highly achievement oriented, motivation oriented, go-getting, killer instinct, achievement oriented, we'll all see this. If it's the sign of Taurus, then a little bit of materialism, a little bit of bullheadedness, a little bit of focus towards money, income, the quality of life that comes in. So basis what sign occupies your Lagna, that becomes very important. The second part is what is the degree at which the Lagna is placed. So if the degree of the Lagna is between 12-13 degrees to 17-18 degrees, then you're fairly in the middle, because each sign has 30 degrees. Center of the 30 degrees is 15th degree. So 2-3 degrees on either sign of 15 degrees, if that is the degree of the Lagna, then you're fairly in the center of the sign. It is occupying the center of the Lagna. So that sign energy is occupying the major part of the Lagna, and that will control most of your life. However, if the degree of the Lagna is less than 12-13 degrees, say less than 12 degrees or 10 degrees, then the previous sign energies will play a part. So if you are in the Libra sign, but if you are less than 10 degrees, 8, 9, 10 degrees of Libra sign, then the Virgo sign energies will also play a major part, because they will occupy the first part of the Lagna to a major extent. However, if you are in Libra sign, but your degrees are 19 or 20 or 21 degrees, then the second sign after the Libra sign, which is Scorpio sign, will occupy the major part of the second part of the Lagna, and that sign will also influence the Lagna to a major extent. So the degree of the Lagna will also play a part. So if the degree of the Lagna is such that the other sign is also playing a major part, occupying a major part of the Lagna, then that sign energies will also every now and then interfere with the results, and many times you may get even mixed results because of the other sign also playing a part or occupying major part of the Lagna. And then the Lagna Lord of that sign also will also play a part, but not to the extent of the Lagna Lord which is occupying the Lagna, whichever ascendant you're born in, but it will also have a say. Where it is placed will also have a say. So that is very, very important. Then the nakshatra at the specific degree of the Lagna, what is the nakshatra that is occupying? Say, for example, if you are in the Aries sign, you're born in the Aries sign. But if you're born in the first 13 degrees of Aries sign, then the first nakshatra or the Ashwini nakshatra will have a major part to play in the denotation of your life apart from the Aries sign energy. So this is important. Don't forget this. Many of the times we only look at what is the sign that is occupying the Lagna and we think that only that will influence our life. No, the nakshatra which is occupying the Lagna will also play a part. But nakshatra is a separate thing. We'll come to that. But now we are talking about the Lagna alone. So let's keep at the Lagna first. So if it's the first 13 degrees, if you're born in the Aries sign, then the Ashwini nakshatra will play a part. Ashwini nakshatra results will also come to the fore. A healer, while you have the go-getting, killer instinct, and achievement oriented of Aries, but these energies of Ashwini, healing, problem solving, devoting your life to some major cause, doing something for others, doing something for masses, that will also come into the picture. But if you're born from 13 to 26 degrees in the Aries sign, then you fall in the second nakshatra, which is the Bharani nakshatra. Then Bharani sign energies, slightly materialistic, also looking at relationship, looking at the opposite gender, looking at the quality of life, they will all also play a part in your life. But if it's the 26 to 30 degree of Aries, then you fall in the first pada of the next nakshatra, which is Kritika. Then the Kritika nakshatra will have a major part. Kritika is also where your little analytical roles and responsibilities come into the picture. And yeah, because whichever the nakshatra lord, they will also play a part. Where they are placed will also play a part. So when the Lagna is concerned, a number of energies will influence the overall manifestation. So as we said, first, which is the Lagna sign itself? Second, what is the degree, specific degree? Whether the sign is occupying the entire first house or not, that is important. Third thing we said, at the degree, which is the nakshatra, which is occupying the specific degree of the Lagna, that plays a part. These are the major part. Then the next thing which has a huge influence on the Lagna is aspects on the Lagna. What are the aspects on the Lagna? Any planet which is aspecting the Lagna will also play a major part on the Lagna. I'm not even talking about the Lagna Lord yet. That is important. But I'm talking about everything else apart from the Lagna Lord, because we've done enough videos on the Lagna Lord. As I said before, Lagna Lord in different houses, Lagna Lord in different nakshatra, Lagna Lord in different signs, Lagna Lord in different conjunctions, Lagna Lord with different house lords. We've done all of that. So we are going to talk more specifically about the Lagna itself. So the aspects on the Lagna are important. Aspects on the Lagna Lord are also important. But you're talking about Lagna, overall direction of the life, overall manifestation of the life. So if there are aspects on the Lagna, what could be the aspects of on the Lagna? All the planets whichever are placed in the 7th house become important, because all the planets apart from Rahu and Ketu have a 7th aspect, a direct aspect on the Lagna. So any planet placed in the 7th house will also play a part in the manifestation, in the results of what you're getting from the Lagna. So their good influence, bad influence, malefic influence, benefic influence, all will play a part. Then there may be a special aspect on the Lagna. For example, Saturn placed in the 11th house with his 3rd aspect, Saturn placed in the 4th house with the 10th aspect, Mars placed in the 10th house with his 4th aspect, Mars placed in the 6th house with its 8th aspect. All of these will also influence the Lagna. And obviously Rahu and Ketu with either their 9th aspect or the 5th aspect. So if Rahu or Ketu are either in the 5th house or in the 9th house, they also aspect the Lagna, so they will also play a part. So these are the major things which will obviously aspect the Lagna. They will also influence what is the manifestation, where you're heading, what are the ups and downs in your life, what are the tribulations, what are the gains, what are the upheavals, what are the obstacles, where will you head, what is the higher potential, what are the higher possibilities. All of this will come to the Lagna, apart from if there where your Lagna Lord is placed. Now, the other aspect is if there are any aspects on the Lagna, but that of a planet which is in a dosha. For example, Saturn and Moon in the 11th house, where Saturn is in a Vish dosha. aspecting your Lagna. So Saturn's influence is what? The third influence, the third aspect in a wish dosha. So your efforts in trying to manifest your dreams and wishes, which the 11th house represents, societal network, achieving from masses, achieving from large organizations, achieving from friends, achieving from your connections, all get impacted. But if it's the 10th aspect of Saturn, if it's in a Vish dosha with moon in the 4th house, then the 10th aspect of Saturn falls on the Lagna. Then your career plays a part. Career and the domestic life will play a part, where the domestic life is interfering with your career results because Saturn's 10th aspect is on the Lagna. So that will come. So your domestic life going through bad challenges, bad phases will affect your career also. Your mental influence, how you're thinking mentally will also influence your life, because Saturn is in the Vish dosha. So whatever dosha Saturn is in. For example, if you are in a Guru Chandal dosha, Rahu and Jupiter both placed in the 5th house, both their 9th aspects are on the Lagna, then the planet whose degree is closer to the Lagna's degree, that will influence the life more. So if Jupiter's degree is closer to the Lagna's degree, so Jupiter's benefic influence will be more than Rahu's malefic influence. But if Rahu's degree is closer to the degree of the Lagna, then the Guru Chandal doshas, the negative influence will be higher on you. So you have to keep this in mind. Mars, if it's having the 8th aspect from the 6th house, this is a troublemaking aspect. Huge problems may also come in, because Mars can also overcome a lot of challenges, inimical challenges also if it's in the 6th house. But if it's malefic and aspecting the Lagna, then sicknesses, sudden sicknesses may also come into their life. If Mars is in the 10th house and with its 4th aspect is on the Lagna, this can give you huge energy, can also give you a lot of killer instinct, achievement instinct. But if it's a malefic influence, then it will make you a fighter gog, temperamental, moody, always in some or the other conflict with others. So anyway, so all of these will manifest your life. So let's look at a specific case of a person who has an empty Lagna, but let's also see how other energies of the Lagna sign, the degree of the Lagna, which Nakshatra is influencing the Lagna, aspects on the Lagna, all play a part in this person's role in her life. Now, this is the horoscope of a person. Her name is Shagufta. She was born on the 5th of September 1985. Her roots are from India, but she was born in London in the UK. And then post her marriage, she migrated to the US. Now, let's see what is the manifestation of her Lagna. So, this is the Lagna, which is Vargottama Lagna, because it is also the same sign in the Navams, also the same ascendant sign. So her Lagna sign is Scorpio and it is vacant, it is empty. Where is the Lagna Lord placed? In the 10th house. That is the secondary manifestation. Now the Lagna will be influenced by Scorpio sign, which means Scorpio sign will rule a lot of the manifestations in her life. So I'm not getting into details of what the Scorpio sign will play. We have already done Scorpio sign in different houses, Aries sign in different houses. So there is a different video for that. You can see that. However, there will always be some secrecy. There will always be some obstacles, turmoils, transformation or change, which will direct her life or give a new influence to her life, a new trajectory to her life. And that is also strongly denoted because the Lagna is Vargottama, because the same Lagna also is in the Navamsa chart. Now, this lady, she got in touch with me in end of 2019. She got in touch with me during her Rahu and Venus Dasha. And this was immediately after her marriage. And I think the last part of 2019 or beginning of Rahu Venus. And she had asked me about, she just got married and she had asked me whether she wanted to plan a family with her husband and should she plan a family. And she told me that she had roots from India, she was born in London, but she had settled in the US. So I told her, after seeing a horoscope, that give it at least a year gap before she start to plan a family. So at that time, I didn't remember what I had told her, but she came back to me. So she had consulted me first end of 2019. And then she came back to me almost a couple of weeks back. And the first thing she asked me was, why did I tell her to wait for a year to conceive or to plan a family? So I didn't remember. But I keep my charts in different folders if I find a chart very interesting. So I kept it in a separate folder. So I pulled that chart out. And I looked into a chart and I said, because I had seen that your life is about to go through a big transformation, a big change. And I didn't know whether you will be ready for a family after the big change, after a transformation. So she asked me, where would I thought would be a transformation coming from? Because I had asked her to show her husband's horoscope also before I told her what to go ahead. Because I had already told her, wait for a year. And I had also told her, show me your husband's chart. But she thought at that time, she had come to a reference, she thought, this astrologer wants to free some money from me. He is interested in taking some money. So she didn't come back to me. And then I lost contact with her, everything, I didn't know what was happening in her life. So now she comes back to me a week back, on 10 days back, and she asked me that why did I say that to her? I said, because I saw a transformation in her life. Then she asked me, could the transformation come in a married life? I said, yes, maybe it could come in your married life also. The chances are strong because you are in your Rahu and Venus. Venus is the 7th lord, and Venus in the Navamsa is going into the Lagna, but in the Scorpio sign. Okay, and number of placements, for example, Saturn, which is the ruler of the 4th house. So she moved abroad because of the denotation placed with Ketu. Ketu is an important nakshatra because her Mars is placed in the Magha nakshatra, her Mercury is placed in the Magha nakshatra. And also because her Jupiter is debilitated as well as retrograde in a chart. And because Jupiter is both retrograde and debilitated in a chart in the 3rd house, so that's why I had asked to see her horoscope at that point of time. Maybe. So she said, because why she was asking me this was because though she had put out the decision to start a family, but in the first few months of 2020, her husband suffered from serious illnesses and he was admitted, and during that time COVID broke off and he was already admitted and COVID also came in. So even while they were doing tests, they had a inkling that maybe he had cancer, and they were running tests on him, and that time COVID broke off, and within a few weeks he was gone. His body couldn't take the impact of both what he was already debilitating disease, which they thought could be cancer. They had to run tests, and then COVID came in, and within a few weeks he was gone. So she would thank me that thankfully she had not started to start a family, because if she had conceived or she was pregnant or she had already given birth and then something happened to her husband, she would be left with a baby and she would probably not have been able to handle it. So then she didn't want to get married for 2-3 years. She was trying to, she went through a depression, she went through all sorts of emotional upheavals and all that. She was asking me why. So she asked me whether because her Lagna be empty, that's why she's facing these challenges in life. And this also gave me the idea of making for this video. So yeah, her Lagna is empty, but what is the degree of the Lagna? The degree of the Lagna is 1457. It's smack in the center of Scorpio sign. So Scorpio sign is ruling manifestation or major manifestation of life. Secondly, at the 15th or 14 degree and 57 minutes, which is the Nakshatra? Nakshatra is Anuradha, ruled by Saturn. And where is Saturn? Saturn is both the 3rd lord and a 4th lord of domestic life, and placed in the Libra sign, though it's an exaltation, but with Ketu. And Ketu is also the nakshatra where both her Mars and Mercury are placed, and Mars is aspecting her Lagna. And in her Navamsa, Mars is placed with Jupiter in the 7th house, because her Lagna is Vargottama. So, which means there will be strong, deep impact of Mars on her life, will take her through transformation, because Mars in the Navamsa is aspecting Venus, which is the 7th lord. And in her Lagna chart, Jupiter is both debilitated as well as retrograde. And her 4th lord Saturn, which means she will establish a home abroad, will be exalted, she will do well personally abroad, but with Ketu, which means in the sign of Libra, relationship will go through a transformation, relationship will go through a challenge, because the sign of relationship, Libra, is ruled by Venus, which is also 7th lord, and in the Navamsa, Venus is going into the Scorpio sign, which means the relationship with husband will be very important, will guide her life. Major important in her life will be of a husband. But without the transformation, the relationship will also get affected. Then, which is the impact on her Lagna aspects? One aspect, and the only aspect, is that of Mars and the Lagna lord. So Mars protected her during the COVID time. She told me that when her husband was admitted in the hospital, many times she would not bother so much about her own mask, because she had nobody else. She had no family, nothing, only husband. So she would be rushing from one clinic to the other. Many times she would have a mask. Many times she would be not so bothered about whether her mask was up and proper or not. She was all bothered about her husband. And many times people would tell her that she would die before her husband because she was just not taking care of herself. However, her Mars was very protective because Mars is aspecting own Lagna. So she didn't go through any major challenges herself, but expect other than losing her husband. So now she asked me whether she should remarry. So I told her, because the 7th Lord is in the 9th house and in an excellent placement. Venus is the Karak of Cancer sign, placed in the 9th house of second marriage, second relationship. So she should go ahead because Venus is also in the Lagna in the Nakshatra. So there is a very strong impact. And because Jupiter is both debilitated and retrograde, so at least once she had to go through the transformation, even of loss of husband. At that time, I had asked her to show her husband's horoscope. I told her because I was not sure whether she would lose her husband or there would be separation or they would be divorced. But I surely wanted to see a husband horoscope to be more precise in telling her why I had asked her to delay the trying to start the family. So obviously these are the impacts. So as we said, EMPTY Lagna, degree of the Lagna, the Nakshatra Lord of the Lagna, and where is the Nakshatra Lord placed? Here we know the Nakshatra Lord is Saturn, placed in the 12th house. So her domestic home will be in the foreign land and she'll do very well. She has her own business. She has excellent 10th house. Look at this 10th house. Sun and own sign, own house in the 10th house. Very strong. Sun is highest directional strength in the 10th house. And with Mars aspecting the Lagna, fantastic placement of Mars also. Mars does very well in Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. Mercury, this is a slightly challenging placement because the 11th Lord Mercury is placed 12th to itself. And that is the other challenge which she has. And Mercury in her Navamsa chart is with Mars and Jupiter, which means she can do very well in her partnership with her husband in a second marriage because Venus is in the 9th house. So if she partners with her husband, anything connected to business, where guiding people, consulting people, engineering, manufacturing is concerned, she will do very well. The other part is, why did she suffer the sudden impact? Because of her moon and Rahu being in the 6th house. And moon is in the nakshatra of sun. Sun is placed with the Lagna Lord Mars. And if you see, Saturn's placement is in the Vishaka nakshatra, in the sign of Libra relationship, and with Ketu. Vishaka is ruled by Jupiter. So she had to let go. Ketu is letting go. 12th house is also letting go. She had to let go of her husband, of her relationship in a foreign land. What is Venus's nakshatra? Venus's nakshatra is Pushya, ruled by Saturn. So you see the huge impact on the relationship of her life in foreign land, doing very well, but letting go of the relationship. So friends, this is the way how you should see if a Lagna is empty, it's vacant. What is the degree of the Lagna? Which nakshatra is occupying the Lagna? Where is the nakshatra Lord placed? What are the aspects on the Lagna? If Doshas, planet in a Dosha is aspecting the Lagna, planet in a Yoga is aspecting the Lagna, those results will also come in, apart from where the Lagna Lord is placed, for which you can see some other videos as well. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, reach out to me, the link given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend Astrologer and Guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.